Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Shiz and Giggles, our wicked weekly wind down podcast where we talk about all of the tricks and the treats. My name is Isabel, and I will be your horrifying host today. But I am never alone. My first co ghost is Nicaraguan American and super proud about it. She goes really hard for the music she loves. It's the frighteningly fabulous Fatima.
Hey, what's groovy, Izzy? Hello. Happy to be here.
I'm very glad to have you, Fatima. Love the costume. My second co-ghost is a mother to a son, 3 dogs, and a cat. Her hobbies include reading, children's books, of course, crafting, cooking, and baking. Crime enthusiast and lover of all things DIY, it's the hypnotic Holly Jackson. This is her first Shiz and Giggles episode, so everyone give her a very warm welcome.
Hi, Fatima. Hi, Isabel.
Hi, so happy to have you here.
Thank
Well,
you.
the gang's all here for today's episode, so let's go ahead and welcome our next ghostly host. She is a dancing queen, child model, and actor, a lean, mean event-producing machine. It's our joyfully supernatural Jenna.
Hi, everyone. Super excited to be here for this Halloween episode.
Well, we're ghoulfully glad you could join us, Jenna. And our last co-ghost has a passion for painting, sculpture, and all things plants. It's our daunting and haunting Heather.
Hi, guys.
Aw, hi, Heather. Well, it is positively horrifying to have you all here. To kick things off this week, let's talk about a trending topic. This week, it's, of course, Halloween, but more specifically, the origins of Halloween. Halloween is a holiday celebrated each year on October 31st, and Halloween this year will be this Sunday, if you didn't know that already. In the United States, it is a really popular day. A lot of people anticipate this holiday all month, and they celebrate it by going to haunted houses, watching scary movies, and prepping their costumes. Some people will celebrate the holiday for multiple days by dressing up as different costumes and characters each day. So, I'd like to ask my co-ghosts and my frightening friends watching, do you celebrate Halloween?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I do.
of course.
I do.
I think
I do.
I have a
think
kid.
especially,
I have a kid,
Yeah.
so I have to.
yeah, you gotta
Growing
dress up, gotta take them out.
Yeah,
Right.
all the
Growing up,
things.
I didn't celebrate it. Now I have the freedom to, and it's very fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Glad you get to share in on this holiday with us.
The spookiness.
Mm-hmm.
The spookiness.
Speaking of which, for my lovely friends here and anyone who is watching, feel free to leave a comment as well on what is your favorite Halloween tradition.
So my favorite one, which I'm actually not doing this year because I won't be home, but my mom is principal, and she used to be the principal for the neighborhood that we actually lived in for all the elementary school students. So it was really cute to see them all come up and be like, Miss Hasher. It was really cute. I felt like a celebrity on Halloween.
I love that.
Just on Halloween.
I actually went trick-or-treating until the age of about 16 because I have younger siblings, and I never was like going trick-or-treating, but whenever we would go to houses, they would be like, are you sure you don't want candy? And obviously I'm not going to say no to some free candy, so I would just, of course, go up there with them. So either that or I'd steal their candy. So, but I still dressed up and got to walk around with them until about 16, maybe even 17. Can't remember.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
16 seems about right.
I
did
mean,
a lot of
we actually
trunk or
have
treats.
laws now that
Yeah,
you can't
well.
go trick-or-treating after 13.
Yeah, it's true. People get so like antsy about it too. Like when you you look like a little bit older than 13 and you go up to those houses and they're like, aren't you a little old to be trick-or-treating?
Yeah.
Like, what about it?
Yeah.
I know.
What about
Yeah.
I just want candy. I just want candy.
What about my age?
Yeah. Well, this week we won't be doing segments, but we are going to deep dive into how different places around the world celebrate Halloween. So today we're going to look into 5 different places and dive into what their traditions are and if they have any similar traditions to honoring those who have passed. And we are actually going to start off with Ireland. And believe it or not, Halloween actually originated in Ireland as the Celtic festival of Samhain around 1,000 years ago, which is a very long time. And that is why so many Halloween traditions, regardless of where you are in the world, are Irish. The Celts believed that on the eve of Halloween, dead spirits would visit the mortal world. They would make bonfires to keep evil spirits away, and they dressed in disguises. So honestly, not too different from what we do now. And if you want to celebrate like the Irish, make sure to go get some barmbrack, which is some sort of like bread, or play a game of Snap Apple, but please play it safely because it sounds sort of dangerous. You tie an apple to a string and then try and catch it in your mouth. So it's kind of like that game with the little ball on the string and you have to catch it on top of the wooden stick, but with your mouth. So careful, not advised for children. Yeah, so I know, Heather, aren't you Irish?
I am Irish and Scottish. Yeah, my grandma really rocked out that bambrack in the kitchen.
Did she really? Like, have you tried it?
Oh God, no! I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, it's not from the picture. I at first thought it was chocolate chips, but it's actually raisins. So I'm good on that. I'm good on. Maybe I'll make my own version that's just chocolate chips, and we'll call it the same thing.
Just
I do like raisins, but
yeah. And actually, I just made the connection. Snap Apple is very similar to a game that we play at a lot of fall festivals here in like Western culture, which is apple bobbing.
That's true.
Have you guys done apple bobbing before?
I've always wanted to.
It's actually so fun.
It is very
have
fun.
An advantage of having really big front teeth, so it's a little. I get a leg up there, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I've played it a few times, but so what happens is I get too excited, right? I get the apple, I get a little too excited, and then I like breathe in the water in my nose, and then I like come up and I'm like drowning.
Oh no. Ooh, that's not fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would win if they were grapes. Those are great.
I would win if they were grapes.
I feel
like I would accidentally choke on one.
That's true. Then you get too excited and choke and drown.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. That sounds more hazardous. Okay.
All right. Well, let's continue our trip around the world looking at different Halloween traditions. Next up, we have Jenna, who is going to talk to us about how Halloween is celebrated in the Philippines.
Hello, everyone. So, I'm talking about the Philippines. So, something that I feel like a lot of people actually don't know is Halloween is one of their most anticipated holidays of the entire year. Instead of just celebrating on one day, October 31st, which would have been Sunday, they actually take the whole week. So, this whole week, they've been partying it up. And what they do during this week is they go and visit the graves of their past loved ones. They also see their current loved ones and tell a lot of scary stories, exchange sort of like treats, like homemade things, and just spend quality time together. It used to be more of a somber time and time for mourning and going to the graves and praying and things like that. But they've kind of put a more positive, uplifting spin on it now. And they've embraced a lot of Western cultures in their holiday. However, something that they don't do, which is, I guess, very, very prevalent in America and a lot of more Western cultures, is they don't trick or treat. And they don't do this because they think it's kind of like an unnecessary way of spending money, giving candy to strangers. So they'd rather take that time to spend it for their family and their friends.
I mean,
they're not
Halloween
wrong.
candy is insanely expensive. A bag of candy is like $20 now. It's insane. That's why I always go like the week after Halloween and get all of the 50% off candy.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
what
I
my
used to
dad
live
does
in a
on Valentine's.
huge neighborhood. What happened?
Yeah.
Oh, I said that's what my dad does on Valentine's Day.
Oh, gotcha.
I like to call it adult trick-or-treating. Going to all
Oh,
the
yeah, they
stores and
actually
getting
go.
everything that's on sale.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Because then you actually get to pick what you want. Because, when you were
Yeah.
younger and you're trick-or-treating, and, do you know those houses that would give you the bag of pretzels?
Mm-hmm.
Do any of y'all's houses do that? Oh, my
Or
gosh. I was
granola
so mad
bar.
when that happened.
I've actually
mad.
gotten an apple before when I went trick-or-treating. They actually gave me an apple.
Craziest thing I've gotten while trick-or-treating was a toothbrush.
Really? Was it a dentist? Was it like an orthodontist house or something?
Probably, but he was handing out.
Actually, now that I think about it, I've gotten dental floss. Like they had like a little travel pack of like the little floss picks, and they handed those out. Which actually came in very handy because I had braces that year and stupidly ate a Snickers bar and had to pick my wire out of my teeth.
That's rough. That's
rough. I can't recall what I got for Halloween. I do remember though, I used to live in a huge neighborhood that had cul-de-sacs and such. And their block party Halloween parties were more of the jam when I was 10, 11, 12. So they would set up tables in the block and have full chocolate bars. It was awesome.
Oh, I love that.
Oh yeah. It was
nice. We actually had up in Saratoga Springs, New York, there was this huge mansion, one of the really prevalent families, and they would hand out full-size candy bars, and 4 of them would have $100 bills in them.
What?
Kind of like
Willy
Charlie
Wonka.
and the Chocolate Factory or Willy Wonka. All right. Well, thank you so much, Jenna, for those fun facts. I'm going to toss it on over to Fatima, and she's going to talk to us about Spain.
Cool. All right. Spain or España is how I would refer to it now, and it's really cool to kind of look into what Spain does because my family's from Nicaragua, but Spanish-speaking countries in general, they typically refer to Halloween as the English name, but they may also call it Noche de Brujas, or as we all know with Coco, the movie that we all love from Disney, or Day of the Dead, Noche de los Muertos, Dia de los Muertos, etc. But yeah, Witches' Day is a thing over there too. And while many of these locations celebrate Halloween as well, they also celebrate their own holiday in which they honor their departed loved ones. Like I said, similarly to how the Coco movie demonstrates. And though the two holidays are related, they differ greatly in traditions and in regards to the tone. So in Spain, they celebrate a similar holiday called Noche de Calabazas, and that's Night of the Pumpkins. And they celebrate that by carving pumpkins and costume parties, bonfires, ceremonies, trick-or-treating, etc. And Galicia, which is a part of northern Spain, is famous for its colorful folk tales and ghost stories. And speaking of folk tales, there's a part in my native country, or my family's native country, in Nicaragua, called Masaya, where they have a tradition called Fiesta de los Agüizotes. And Agüizotes is actually not Spanish, is a native language from this portion in Nicaragua. I believe it's Nahuatl. I don't really know how to say it that well, but basically it translates to water. It's agui, water, and then sotes is horror. So it's horrors by the water. It's basically what that means. And they just talk about folk tales and really uplift their ancestors' beliefs. And like La Llorona, we all know that one and stuff. So stuff like that. It's really cool.
Yeah, that's so interesting because I know in Spanish class, in high school, they only ever really talk about Dia de los Muertos. So it's really interesting learning about the different holidays in other countries. But I love seeing photos and everything of like the Hispanic culture and how they celebrate it, because it's so colorful and
Vibrant,
like the arts is just amazing. Like I remember we made the sugar skulls in school one time, and that was a lot of fun. And we had like little we made little altars for like anyone in your family had passed. We made like little altars in our classroom. So that was a lot of fun. Yeah, it's so beautiful. I can't have you like celebrated in Nicaragua?
Unfortunately not, but I would love to, because it's actually like a worldwide thing. People from other countries go to celebrate this in Nicaragua or in Mexico or wherever other Latin countries. It's really cool. And sugar skulls are actually really trending in America, from what I can tell. I see them a lot around here, which is really cool. I don't know if that's cocoa. I don't know if it's just
Yeah, it started right before Coco. I can't remember what it was, but I remember when I was like 14, that's when like the sugar skull like face makeup became a really popular Halloween costume. I'm not really sure what influenced it, but
I think it was just like makeup influence. I think it was like a Hispanic makeup influencer did it. And because it's so just artistic and like detail oriented and colorful, that a lot of people are like, oh, that's really pretty. And then it just caught on, especially because like that was when, Tumblr and Instagram and like makeup gurus were taking off.
Yeah, it's really cool. I would say though, sometimes it's a little problematic when you do the whole gig.
Oh, the whole garb.
Yeah.
Like with you trying to look like one of them. I would say just do the sugar skull. It's really cute.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Out of whole, like dress like a Mexican. Okay. Added
no cultural appropriation.
No cultural appropriation
on Halloween.
Oh, ma'am. Okay.
You tell them how it is, Fatima.
Yeah, you tell them. All right. Well, thank you so much, Fatima. Now we're going to throw it on up to Holly, who is going to talk about China.
So, in China, Halloween is not a widely celebrated holiday, although you may find some citizens who celebrate it due to foreign teachers who have introduced the holiday and all that it has to offer. The Chinese do, however, have traditional days of the dead that are much more popular, such as the Hungry Ghost Festival, the King Ming Festival, the Double Ninth Festival, and the Spring Festival. If you don't celebrate Halloween, some fun things to do this weekend include having a movie night consisting of multiple genres: action, crime, comedy, love stories. Eat the candy. Even if you don't celebrate Halloween, you're allowed to eat the candy. And then lastly, use some of our tips and tricks from last week's episode to have a self-care night. The QR code you see on the screen takes you and links you right to last week's episode. My personal favorite would be a crafting night. You can paint pumpkins or go on a more non-traditional route and create a DIY project that you've been longing for. Do you all have any ideas for those who don't celebrate Halloween, what they can do this weekend?
I know myself on Sunday, I'm doing a Halloween movie marathon, but if you don't celebrate Halloween, doing movie marathons, especially during the fall, like grabbing a glass of hot chocolate or like hot apple cider, curling up with a blanket and just like doing nothing but watching movies, it's like, I feel the best self-care day.
Make some pumpkin bread. Yeah. Or pumpkin seeds.
Make something up.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you could like prepare for Thanksgiving, right? You could do like your food favorites. You could do your mac and cheeses and your whatevers, and have a little feast.
Ooh, fall cleaning
or sleep.
Or
clean.
Sleep,
I usually sleep.
Yes, sleep.
Yeah. Well, I actually painted pumpkins this year. We did last year too. I love it.
Yeah.
I prefer painting pumpkins to carving pumpkins because it's less messy, and my skin also hates raw pumpkin, so I usually have to wear gloves if I carve a pumpkin. And also your pumpkins just last longer, and you can use it to bake because you just peel off the outside of the pumpkin and then you can make pumpkin pie. So
this is true.
Painting in general,
This
that's
is true.
fun. Just painting.
Yeah. I also feel like you can do like way more the average person can do way more intricate designs, because I think, with like pumpkin carving, you gotta have a special talent to do that. But with painting, the average person can do it.
You also have to
pretty
be
easily.
careful. Like,
Yeah, you do.
kind of
Yeah.
dangerous.
Because those little plastic knives, they don't work. You got to get the real ones.
And then like you're trying to go through the pumpkin and you hit like a little knot or something, then all of a sudden you go like, whoa, and then you jump like 4 feet.
Yeah. All right. Well, those were wonderful tips, Holly, for anyone who doesn't celebrate Halloween. And last but certainly not least, and also my personal favorite, we're going to go on over to Heather, who is going to talk to us about how they celebrate Halloween in Romania.
Hey, y'all. So Romania celebrates Halloween very similar like us in the US. However, they kind of turn it up a notch. They, of course, dress up in costume and throw parties, but something to note is it's almost a tourist attraction. So folks from neighboring countries like to fly in, hang out, and party, and they ultimately like to visit the Castle Bran, which is associated with the 15th century Prince Vlad Tepes, which was an inspiration of, I bet you can guess it, Bram Stoker's Dracula. During Halloween, they have a huge party inside the castle, and you can hang out, pack your costume, fly on over to Europe's biggest All Hallows Eve celebration, where the scary soiree at the Hotel Transylvania kicks off with a blood-pumping gathering of like 1,000 people who are fearless fun seekers from around the globe. So I took a peek at this trip. So
Yeah.
the different places that I've looked at, it's like a package deal. So it's not like you're just going to the hotel. It's a 7-day like excursion trip.
Oh,
wow.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
is it like all inclusive?
all inclusive, you fly out, it has the travel and this and that. I guess because it's a little bit hard to get to, because it's old and junk. I don't know. But I do want to take a poll, considering it's a 7-day long, an unofficial poll, 7-day long party at an old castle, like hotel, room and board is included, all that jazz. How much do y'all think it is?
Does that include the plane ticket, or is it just once you get there?
Just once you get there.
Okay. And this is in US dollars?
I actually pulled it in euros.
Oh, I don't know euros.
So I can do a conversion.
Yeah, let's do a conversion real quick.
All right.
Okay. Well,
My
while your
guess is
conversion,
3,000.
3,000. I'm thinking somewhere more like 5,000. 5,000 is what I'm thinking.
I think 700.
$700. That's it? Okay, Izzy. That's $100 a day. That's not even like a hotel room.
Okay, fine. 2,000.
I was gonna say 900 or something. I don't know.
Okay,
No.
fair. It is $1,154.98.
Wow,
Fatima, you won the Price is Right.
Okay.
Let's go.
Guess where we're going next Halloween?
You get a
I
free
know.
trip, Fatima. No, I'm just kidding. You and I next year.
Is it under my chair?
Well, is it taped underneath? You get a car.
Is it in here?
Yeah, it looks really cool.
That's really cool.
So
That's
yeah,
really not as bad as I really
That
thought.
really
it would
is
be. Just like
not.
between the food, the board, and then how popular it is, I thought it would have been way more.
yeah.
$100 a month.
Wow.
If we can save that up starting now.
I know, Izzy.
You can
We did,
go.
but then tickets. We gotta budget it out. Okay,
$200
we got
to go.
365 days. We got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
that's
includes
really-
like ruins of Dracula's castle visits, something I can't
That
pronounce,
sounds so
orientation walk, holiday party at Haunton Bram Castle, and there's like a light show and all this crazy stuff.
Okay,
Um,
but I
all
want to do
sorts of
this, but I
stuff.
want to find one where you can like dress up like a Halloween ball. Wouldn't that be so fun? Like a
like a
masquerade
masquerade.
ball.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
Like in the haunted
That I-
mansion.
Live out my labyrinth dreams.
Mm-hmm. Labyrinth,
Things to
yes,
live up
with the
to.
mask. That's awesome. Well, Thank you guys so much. This was such a informative episode of Shiz and Giggles, and Halloween is actually my favorite holiday, so I love learning more about it. How many of you, what's your favorite holiday?
Halloween.
Christmas.
Christmas.
All
If I
right,
have
well,
to be fair, it's my
3
birthday.
beats
technically,
too,
but-
so let's see if we get some comments down below. Maybe they'll beat you on Christmas. But yeah, I love Halloween, and this was a lot of fun. And I also like that we shared some tips, some tricks for anybody that doesn't celebrate Halloween. I don't know, Fatima, what did you used to do around this time of year when you were younger?
Well, it's kind of bittersweet. My mom would dress us. She would make us our costumes. She would like sew them, and we would like go into like. She would go into like bathrooms and like rooms of ours and act like we were trick or treaters. Like every time she would open the door,
cute.
and she would just.
Aw.
Oh, that's
That
so
is
cute.
so cute.
I
Because
love
our dad
that.
didn't let us. Yeah, our dad didn't let us trick or treat because of knives and the apples and stuff. Like,
Yeah, razor blades in the candy
razor
bars.
blades and the apples. That story.
Yeah.
Yeah, that just always was in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would just listen to Thriller by MJ or like watch a scary
Perfect.
movie. Yeah, something fun. Like
Perfect.
that. Now I can.
All right.
Aw.
Well, thank you so much to my wonderful co-ghosts, Fatima, Holly, Jenna, and Heather. And a special thanks to everyone watching. And we hope to see you again. We stream every Friday at 4 p.m. You can find us on the All About Presentation YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn page. And scan that QR code down there if I can find the right way to point.
I know.
And if you can't make it, then no worries. We repost our episodes on our YouTube channel and onto our Facebook page. Happy Friday. And if you celebrate, we hope you have a safe and happy Halloween. And if you don't, we hope you have a lovely fall weekend. The rain finally cleared up, so it's perfect weather.
Added note. Thank you, Terica, for popping in.
Yeah. Bye, Erica.
You can catch up later when it comes back on.
Right.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much.